They say compliments are easy to give, but what if I told you that most men are giving the wrong ones? The kind that are surface level, predictable, or even make women uncomfortable. If you want to stand out, if you want to make a woman feel deeply seen and appreciated, you need to compliment her in ways that touch her identity, not just her appearance. Today, I'll reveal 3 rare compliments women secretly crave but rarely ever hear. These are the kinds of words that stick with her for days, the ones that make her think about you long after the conversation ends. Compliment number 1. You make people feel safe to be themselves. Most men are used to complimenting how a woman looks. Her eyes, her body, her smile. And yes, women enjoy being admired physically, but after a while that kind of praise starts to feel routine. What really hits deep is when a man sees who she is beneath all that. And this compliment, telling her she makes people feel safe, is powerful for one reason. It touches the emotional value she brings to relationships. Here's why it works. Women are natural connectors. They often care about creating emotional harmony in their relationships, friendships, and even in casual conversations. When you notice and praise that emotional intelligence, you're complimenting something that's not only rare, but deeply tied to how she sees herself. When you tell a woman, "I notice how comfortable people feel around you," it's like you create this space where people can really be themselves. That's not something many people can do. You're giving her a compliment on her emotional presence, not just her looks. You're validating something internal, something she likely developed over time, maybe even struggled to build. And that hits differently. Here's the Stoic angle. Stoicism teaches that value is internal, not external. That's why this kind of compliment carries weight. It's focused on the essence of who she is, not the ever-changing surface. Try this the next time you're talking to a woman you admire. Don't just say she's fun to be around. Say, "You make people feel like they can drop the mask." That's a rare gift. Watch how she reacts. Most women have never been told that. It'll stop her in her tracks, because at the end of the day, we all want to be seen. And when you see her, not just how she looks, but how she affects others, you elevate yourself above 99% of men out there. Compliment number 2. You handle things with so much grace, most people would have lost it. Now this is one that hits especially hard when she's under stress, or when she's going through something difficult. Most people don't notice how someone handles adversity. But when you do, and when you point it out with authenticity, you make her feel recognized at her core. We live in a world where everyone notices beauty, but few notice resilience. When you say something like, "I was watching how you handled that situation. It could have made anyone break down, but you stayed calm, thoughtful, composed." That's rare. What you're really doing is complimenting her emotional discipline. And let's be honest, emotional composure is something most of us are trying to master. So when you notice it in someone else, especially in a woman who's used to being judged on her appearance or charm, you're offering her a compliment that cuts through the noise. She'll remember that. She'll associate you with someone who sees her strength when the world only sees her softness. From a Stoic perspective, this is about virtue, the highest good. Complimenting her grace under pressure isn't just flattery. It's acknowledging her character, her values, her ability to remain herself in the midst of chaos. This type of compliment makes her respect you too, because you're not the guy who praises her when she's dolled up. You're the man who sees her worth when she's vulnerable, raw, and real. That creates trust. That builds emotional connection. And yes, that makes her think about you long after the conversation ends. Compliment number 3. I admire how curious you are. It's inspiring. You might not think of curiosity as something women want to be complimented on, but think again. In a world obsessed with outcomes, competition, and external validation, curiosity is a deeply underrated trait. It signals open-mindedness, depth, and a love for life itself. When you tell a woman, "I really admire how curious you are," it's like you see the world through this lens of constant wonder. You're complimenting her mindset, her outlook, her approach to life. And that is magnetic. Many people go through life on autopilot. They stop asking questions, they stop exploring. But if she's the type who's always reading, questioning, diving deep into ideas, or exploring new experiences, you want to see that and say something about it. Here's what makes this compliment powerful. You're praising something that has nothing to do with you. It's not about how she treats you or how she looks. It's about her relationship with the world. And that hits on a very existential level. Stoicism teaches us to stay curious, to observe, to reflect, to learn every day. When you acknowledge that same trait in a woman, you're establishing a shared value. And shared values build bonds that go way deeper than surface-level attraction. This kind of compliment creates a sense of partnership, like you're equals on the same journey. She'll feel seen, she'll feel intrigued, and more than anything, she'll associate you with someone who recognizes not just who she is, but who she's becoming. That, my friend, is how you stand out. These 3 compliments aren't about manipulation or tactics. They're about truth, spoken with awareness, confidence, and emotional intelligence. So the next time you're tempted to say, "You look nice," stop and think, can I offer her something deeper? Can I compliment her strength, her mind, or her presence? Do that, and you'll not only earn her respect, but maybe even her obsession. If this video hit home, give it a like, subscribe to Behavior Insight, and drop a comment below. What's the best compliment you've ever given or received? I'd love to hear your stories. And remember, women don't fall for words, they fall for meaning.